In this video, we're going to be going through an entire breakdown masterclass of exactly how to build a profitable real estate YouTube channel in today's market in like the later half of 2021. So we'll have an updated one here in the next couple of months. But before you jump off, I know you can see the length of this video. You're like, oh my gosh, Aaron, I don't want to watch a 40-minute video. Trust me. Just come back to this video when you actually have time, and we're giving you literally what we're using for our current clients that are helping them close millions of dollars a month in transaction volume by literally just making one video a week. Like, it's the most simple way to generate leads. And guess what, guys? It's free. There's no ad spend. There's no paying Zillow. There's no chasing these leads, because these are people that actually want to work with you. They're finding you on YouTube and they're creating a relationship with you before they ever meet you. It's extremely powerful. No one's really doing it in your market. I basically promise you that. So if you're looking to build an asset for yourself that not only allows you to generate buyers and sellers while you're sleeping, but also gives you something that I promise no other agent is able to offer their potential clients, then you're going to want to stay for this video. So with all that being said, it is a longer training, so don't click off the video just yet. Just make sure to save this, leave a like on it, leave a comment, save it in your drafts, whatever it may be, so that you do come back to this and actually not only watch this, but implement what you learn in this training. So I can sit here all day long and nerd out about YouTube. You guys already know that, but make sure to sit back, relax, enjoy this video, watch the entire thing through, and we'll see you on the other side. Talk soon. Peace. All right, test. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. So camera's here. Laptop's here. For those of you that are on Zoom, if you have any questions, if there are any concerns, let me know if you can hear me in the chat really quickly. So if I look down here, that's why, because the presentation's down here and then the Zoom call, but I just have to look here for the screen, and I am screen recording, so you guys should just be able to get this screen on there as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As you can tell, obviously the title, and if you're watching this on the replay, you might see it posted on Facebook or wherever else it may be. I am putting this pretty much everywhere, so you guys will be able to take advantage, even though this is only going to a select few people live. So let's jump into it. Obviously, you can see behind me how to build a client generation YouTube channel for your real estate business. Now, as you can tell, I said client generation, not lead generation. Who wants leads these days, right? It's all about generating clients, generating people that actually want to work with you, right? I know that sounds like a little bit of a weird topic, or not topic, but concept, but you guys understand. So right off the bat, guys, one of the biggest things that I always try to do is give people context as to like what we're seeing success with in terms of YouTube, because everyone can say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like I'm seeing success, blah, blah, blah. But these are just a couple of results that you can expect from YouTube. I'm gonna come over here and change this other camera angle really quickly, but you guys can just really quickly look at some of those results that are popped up. It's no secret why YouTube is super powerful. So here's another really quick slide you guys can check out. Other things that are going on, luxury calls from YouTube, 2 offers from an investor, 500,000, 720,000 accepted, all from YouTube. It's insane, like what can be done. So you guys can pause this. Obviously, if you're watching live, you can't pause it, but come back to the replay and you can check it out. But these are just some of the results that are being able to be generated by using YouTube, right? And a free platform at that. So what we're gonna go ahead and cover, and I promise you guys, those of you that stay to the end of this training and just take notes and just implement some of the things that we talk about, it's gonna be insane, like what you can do just by literally posting videos. Towards the end, we will have a little bit more of an option if you're like, hey, Aaron, take over this for me. I don't wanna do this, and what does that look like? We can talk about that a little bit more towards the end. But what we're gonna go ahead and cover here, guys, is the 3 simple steps to absolutely dominate your market with YouTube. It's in 3 steps. We're gonna make it as simple as we can. And everything that we bring you in here, this isn't gonna be like a fluff piece, like, oh, you need to like buy our course or anything like that. You can take some of this stuff, and even from our YouTube channel, people have learned from, or from our Facebook groups, things like that, they've learned from, and they've been able to take action and actually see results. So let me check the chat really quickly to make sure. I think everyone, the sound should be good. I have sound on my shirt here too, so there's only one comment of that, so I don't think it's actually a problem. Okay, cool. So there's three steps. So these are gonna be what we've been able to do and what we're using right now on a daily basis to generate buyers and sellers reaching out to us, right? Instead of us chasing them. With a lot of these other tactics like cold calling or networking or asking people, sorry, getting a call. Well, literally as I'm talking, I had to decline it, but that was a YouTube lead, a lead coming directly from YouTube. Can I show that? Let me show you guys really quickly. I have a thing set in my, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says inbound. You can't see it. You guys just have to trust me on this one. It says I have an inbound lead for calls that come from our YouTube channel. So I'll obviously have to call them back. But the cool thing about YouTube too is like they're already reaching out to, well, let's actually call and see. Let's answer it live and see what's up. This is Aaron. Hello? Hello? All right, they're not answering. That's fine. I'll just have to follow up with them. I'll send them a text to make sure that they're good to go. So anyway, that was a YouTube lead directly from a YouTube channel. So let's see. I think it says they're probably going to text. Anyway, sorry. Super off topic, but that's like validation. I'm not making cold calls. I'm not chasing people, and I'm prospecting as I'm doing this presentation. So that's a really cool thing to happen. I'll have to like give some follow-up after that of what actually happened with that lead. So anyway, disclaimer. If you're looking for a magic bullet or secret sauce, this is not for you. I don't know why. Now they're just calling a bunch. But if you're looking for a magic bullet or a secret sauce, this is not for you. This is for people that want to put in work, that know that like, oh, I'm not going to get one video and go absolutely crazy. It's going to actually take some time. Let me actually just mute my computer real quick to make sure that we're good. So again, really quick disclaimer, show you guys that this isn't like, a fluff piece. This is my own personal YouTube channel. I've gained over 170,000 subscribers. And I did that in a relatively short amount of time. This is my own personal channel, but it didn't happen overnight, right? It's not like an overnight success, like I just said before. This is where I started. This was me, I think it was 13, 14. This was I recorded like one of my very first videos. Look at my arms. What is happening here? This is one of the first videos I recorded. And it wasn't extravagant, right? It wasn't anything crazy, but this is like 12 plus years of getting in front of the camera, doing it on a consistent basis, and not really expecting a ton right up front, So it's a little bit of a process, but I always like to include this because it's interesting to say the least. So let's cover this really quickly. For those of you that are using Facebook, that are using Instagram, why should you be interested in YouTube? Why should you be looking into YouTube for a viable way to generate business? Well, you might be using one of these platforms up here, right? We put YouTube on one side, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. In light of recent events of both of these literally falling off the face of the earth and imploding on themselves, we won't talk too much about that. But all these platforms on this side are what we like to call disruption-based platforms. And what that means is when people are on these platforms, there's really no intention behind it, right? They have, they're searching on there. To be honest, anytime I'm on TikTok, I'm just bored. There's no real intention behind it. But you're just on these to waste time, right? You're not actually looking for things, as opposed to YouTube is you put yourself in the learner's mindset, right? You're actually there to search things up. So I made another slide for this, disruption social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You're just hanging out on there. Again, no real sorry, the YouTube lead just keeps calling me. I mean, that's not a bad thing, right? How many times has your Facebook lead called you multiple times for you to get to pick up? Great timing. I need to get my assistant on that. So again, disruption-based platforms, but you're putting your content in front of people that don't actually care about you, right? You're going to get whatever the statistic is. You post a video up there and people are looking to move every 7 years. So the chances of you getting in front of that person and then also like not annoying them because of the consistent content that doesn't really even matter to them because they're not in the market to buy and sell, they don't care about that content, right? They're not actually there. All they're doing is they're scrolling through. Like I pulled this from, what was that movie called? It was on Netflix. The Social Dilemma, I think is what it's called. Very dramatic movie, by the way. We won't go into all the specifics there. But YouTube, again, people are in the learner's mindset. Think about any time you've been on YouTube, you've been searching something up, it's because you're there to learn, right? Think about, how to market my real estate business. Is you have your notepad out, your whatever it is, right? And you're taking notes on these things, and you're actually there to learn. So what do you think is going to happen when you get in front of those people first, before they've even decided that they want to make a real estate transaction? And we'll give you some of the videos that we talk about that's going to help you get in front of those people first. But who do you think they're going to go to first, right? They're going to go to you, and they're going to reach out to you because you've already given them the information that they're actively searching for on YouTube. So with all that out of the way, that's just to further validate. If you're not on YouTube already, that's why you need to care about it. But let's go ahead and break down the three steps to absolutely dominate your market. We have foundation, we have the videos and the video structure, and the upload process. Like, it's gonna go so deep into some of these things. Like, take your note, if you're not already taking notes, take notes on this, because this is gonna be, it's gonna be a lot, but I promise it's gonna be good for you guys to go implement. So first things first is you wanna set up your solid foundation. Excuse me. Now there are two key elements to have on your YouTube channel that are going to not only attract people, but when people actually land on your YouTube channel, it's going to convert them into an actual, into an actual viewer, to a subscriber, and down the road, either a buyer and a seller. So channel graphics, this is extremely important. This is my business partner, Brett. This is what your channel graphics, and you can like literally take this if you want to, you can steal it, you can use the same design, but you wanna have what they can expect. You want to have, what types of content you're going to put. Yes, you want your information on there, but you don't want like your face and, your email and phone number and reach out to me if you want to buy and sell. Like that's what everyone does. They don't want to be sold to as soon as they come to your YouTube channel. They want to know what are they going to get out of your YouTube channel. Not about what you're going to get out of it, right? Another buyer and seller, but what are they going to get out of it, right? And then we have, new videos every week we put over here. And then we have the subscribe button over there. So again, nobody cares about you. This is what you don't want to do. Graphics no-nos. Call me if you want to buy or sell. Here's my phone number and my email, and here's my really big brokerage logo. I know you have to have it in there sometimes, for in your marketing material. And then also join my downline and find out the true potentials of stock and stock and passive income. How to put some shots fired at EXP. But again, this is like where we are. It's like we have this really big picture of ourselves and we're just pointing out, okay, this is what I want out of you when you come to my channel. So don't do that. Again, do the thing that I said before. Let me go back. Channel graphics, yes. Channel graphics, no. Understand? What's up? Well, we'll save questions at the end, but I just want to make sure everything's good to go. Good. I've seen that before. I'm sure you have. A lot of people do that. Cool. So let's go to the channel trailer. The channel trailer is basically, if you go to someone's channel and it's a video on their front page, it basically shows you what they can expect from the YouTube channel. So again, you want it to be, here's what you can expect from the YouTube channel. But I'll give you guys a really quick breakdown here. It doesn't have to be this exactly. It could be very similar to this. It could just have aspects to it, but this is what we found has worked the best. You want to have your hook and your call out to your audience. You want to have, introduce yourself. So, hey, what's going on? Aaron here from, ABC Real Estate, and in this channel, blah, 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 right? Show, don't tell. This is extremely important. I'll do an example here at the end. You can go to our YouTube channel. If you just search up Real Estate Marketing Guys, you'll be able to find it. But show, don't tell, right? Show testimonials. Show you actually doing things, not just you talking about how great you are and that you've been the best realtor in the area for the past 40 years and you're ranked #1 on Zillow and Realtor, like all this stuff that we love to talk about and talk about ourselves. Show people about that. Don't tell them. Client testimonials are a really great way to do that. Like video testimonials are a great way to do that. Tease the expected content. So this is where I would spend the majority of the time. Like you want to give people the understanding, hey, here's what you're gonna get out of this channel, right? And you can see this like constant theme is I'm always trying to express to the viewer what they're gonna get out of it, right? Because humans are selfish. They wanna know, what am I gonna get out of it? Why should I stay here? Why should I subscribe? And why should I trust you? So I'm gonna focus a lot on that. The wrap up, so you're giving them, hey, remember to subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And the call to action if you're looking to move to the area, make sure to reach out to us. So again, you can look at a more specific example. We only have like 30, 45 minutes, so I'm trying to go through some of this stuff. But let me give you a quick example here. So let's say I'm creating my channel for living in Houston, Texas, right? I would say, are you someone that is looking to move or relocate or currently live in Houston, Texas, right? We're hooking and calling out the audience. If there's someone that's not looking to move there, they're not looking to relocate, and they don't currently live there, we don't want them as a viewer. Well, I wouldn't say we don't want them, but we don't necessarily have to focus on those people. We want to focus on the ones that are going to be our ideal clients. So if you are looking to move or relocate or currently live in Houston, Texas, this is going to be the best video for you to check out. Stay tuned, right? Introduce. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Aaron here from ABC Real Estate here in Houston, Texas. And I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about myself, but what I do want to show you is what some of the people that have watched this video and some of what our current clients have to say, right? And it's testimonials. It can be, you reading testimonials. We've seen people do that if they don't have like video testimonials. But just doing it in more of a personal way that's not them just saying, I'm the best, I'm amazing. Someone else is saying it to them. And then tease the expected content. What you can expect from this YouTube channel is we're gonna do neighborhood tours, we're gonna do pros and cons, we're gonna talk about cities that are local, we're gonna talk about school districts, we're gonna talk about all these different things, what you need to know to eat, sleep, breathe here in the Houston area. So make sure to stay tuned if you want to learn any of that information. And then your wrap up is like basically giving them the call to action to subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So if this content is something that you're looking forward to learning and you do want to see what it's like to live or move here, move or relocate to the area, make sure you click the subscribe button, stay notified on every single time we upload with a brand new video or go live with a brand new video. And if you are someone that is looking to move or relocate, we'll leave our information down below. Feel free to reach out with any questions that you have about living in Houston. So you're more of inviting them as opposed to like making it this spammy thing. Like, oh, you need to reach out to me because blah, 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 blah. No, here's the information. Reach out to me if you want to. It's a very inviting, if you're looking to buy and sell, no, throw that out of your vocabulary. Hold on, let me see. Okay, cool. So 3 steps to dominate your market on YouTube. Let's go to number 2 is gonna be your videos and your video structure. So I will say this has definitely changed. Like YouTube is continuously changing. I'd say like if you did this 6 months ago, a year ago, you would have almost no competition in these markets. But because a lot more people and agents are seeing that, okay, YouTube's a viable strategy, there's a lot of people that are making these types of videos. So I'll give you guys just expectations of what to know. So again, when you create these very, very generic real estate videos, you're playing in a very saturated market. So if you're talking about, here are the 5 ways to buy a house, or here's how to get pre-approved, or how much do you need for a down payment, right? All those are like really saturated topics. The reason that it's hard to rank for those and you don't see success is because you're playing in this pool of everybody in the United States or even in the world that is talking about that same thing. So a brand new channel versus a Tom Ferry, it's gonna be very difficult to, well, that's not a good example because he does most of the coaching, but you guys get the point. There's just more competition, more people that are doing it. So, and then even if you did, get a bunch of views, let's say you are making a really general real estate video, what if they're in California? What if they're in Florida? What if they're in, some other state and you're not there? Yeah, you can get the referral fee, but don't you want to focus mostly on the people that you can like actively serve, right? I guess that would be a question to answer before you, listen to that part. So what we need to do and what we've seen massive growth with, and right now we're, running 50, 60 YouTube channels, is switching to hyper-local content. So hyper-local content, and this is just a couple of examples. We always start with these 3, right? The pros and cons of living in insert market, cost of living in market, 5 things to know before moving to, insert city. So Houston, Dallas, Austin. I don't know why I like Texas today. I used to live in Texas, in Corpus Christi. But these are like where we would start, and then we can start to expand to things like, neighborhood tours and where to live in a specific area. But I promise you guys, and this is what I tell all of our clients that come on with us, and even that aren't clients that are on our YouTube channel and our podcast, if you just put these videos out there and just use this as a title, make the video, right? Pros and cons of living in Houston, or cost of living in Houston, Texas, 5 things to know before moving to Houston. If you make those 3 videos, you will inevitably, don't quote me on that, if it's like 6 months from now, a year from now, it might not work as well because there is a lot of people doing it. But these have worked, and this is where we always start with every single person that we work with, and inevitably they get clients from it. So again, where these really fit into is the high search volume, low competition. So there's a lot of people searching for these hyper-local videos, but there's not a lot of people doing them because the realtors are focused on a lot of other things, other videos that don't actually serve them and don't actually work. So this is an example. This is our pros and cons. Actually, this is a really old screenshot. This was at the time, it was at 9,000 views. It is now past 20,000 views and has attributed over 5 million in closed sales from a video that was made back in November 20, almost a year ago, right? We haven't touched the video, it just stays there. We're on top of the search engines. If you search for living in, moving to this area, it always comes up. And what that does is it puts you in front of your ideal client because they're already searching for that thing, right? You can see all this stuff coming together. So these are just some of the conversations that we've been able to have from those. It's not like you're chasing them and you're like, hey, like, let me, you're not chasing them and saying, hey, can you please do business with me, blah, blah, blah. It's like you get these long messages of, hey, looking to move to the area. Can we possibly get on a Zoom call? This one specifically. Good day, wishing you a great 2021. Came across one of your videos on YouTube, was wondering if it would be possible to have a Zoom conversation next week sometime. So it's like they're giving all these things and they want to jump on Zoom. They want to have a deeper conversation. They want to learn more about what it's like to live in the area. And these are just things that we get, 4, 5, 6, 10 texts, emails, calls every week. I basically proved it on the one that just came through. So anyway, those are the videos. Definitely focus there. You can you can look at our YouTube channel more as well because we break down like how to go into each and every single one of those. I just don't have the time to go that deep into those today. So the video structure, something that we'll go through, but I think this is where a lot of people do get kind of stumped. Is they're like, well, how do I make the videos, or what should I say first, or how should I go about it? This is the same structure I've been using for the past 10 years and it's never failed me. Actually, let me double check this other camera really quick to make sure that we're still going. Don't want to lose this footage over here. All right, cool. So we're going for about 21 minutes. Okay, so again, 5 steps, really, really simple video framework. We have hook, introduce, quick call to action, education, and then your wrap up, outro, and call to action again. So the hook, if you're looking, or how would I say this? So we'll stick with the Houston example, pros and cons of living in Houston. In this video, we're gonna cover the pros and cons of living in Houston, Texas, everything that you need to know, so make sure you stay tuned. That's it, literally that's it. You can pretty much say like the exact title in there, and you can give more context around the video, right? But I would try to keep that 10, 15, 20 seconds. Like nothing really, that's kind of long actually. I would keep it in like 10 seconds. Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're gonna go over the pros and cons of living in Houston, Texas, everything you need to know, so make sure you stay tuned. You can literally copy and paste that. Proven, tried, true, almost every single time. That would be your hook. What are they gonna get out of it, right? Again, back to that. What is that person gonna get out of your channel? Introduce, so you do want to introduce yourself, but very, very quickly. Again, hi, my name is Aaron Martinez, and I've been the #1 realtor and blah, blah, blah for the X amount of years. I'm ranked blah, blah, blah on Zillow and blah, blah, blah on Realtor and Truly.com. This is why, it's just like, I've seen people do introductions like for 2 to 3 minutes. It's like, get to the point. So think about how you consume content as well. You're not gonna watch through an entire introduction. So with the introduction, hey, what's going on everyone? Aaron here, back from the XYZ YouTube channel. And in this one, we're gonna be talking about, once again, the pros and like literally I don't spend any of that time on introducing myself because I wanna get to the quick call to action as quickly as possible. So what that would look like, again, Aaron here, back from the blah, blah, blah. Before we get too deep into this video, if you have any questions or something that you need help with, send us a message, give us a call, or make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything that we have on this channel if you're looking to move or relocate to the Houston, Texas market. Let's go and jump into it, right? So again, quick call to action, nothing crazy. You have your education portion, so the bulk of the video, right? You go over your pros and cons, you go over the cost of living, whatever it may be. And then your wrap up, right? Your wrap up, outro, call to action. With your wrap up, again, easiest way to do it is basically all the same things you did in your initial call to action. It's just like, hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy and you want some more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. Also leave a like so it gets out to more people. And again, like I said at the beginning, if you are someone that's looking to move or relocate to the local area, you need any help or you just have some specific questions, shoot us a message. We'll go ahead and leave our information on screen and down in the description below. We'll see you on the next video. That's it, right? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. You might be saying like, Aaron, it can't be that simple. I promise you guys, it's that simple. It's very, very simple. YouTube is like made out to be this like really difficult, hard like barrier to entry. It's gonna take a bunch of time. We can knock out an entire month's worth of YouTube videos in like maybe an hour or two. Oh, that's probably about 3 hours, like fully, a month's worth of content. So let's just cover this too simple call to action formula or framework really quickly. Because I think this is where a lot of people mess up is like, they just don't want to come off salesy, right? They're like, well, I don't want to ask for business because I'm going to be salesy. Then don't come off salesy. Again, here's the exact script. I basically wrote it out. But before we get too far into the video, if you're looking to move, relocate to the area, we have people reaching out all the time. So shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. We'd love to be able to answer any questions that you have as well. So take a screenshot, take a picture of this, whatever it is. And this is the easiest way to invite people to reach out to you, not be a spammy salesperson to say, if you're looking to buy and sell, make sure to send me a text or blah, blah, blah. I'll put you in my 900-day email sequence. And it's just this really gross, commission breathy feeling. So when you do it in this way, again, most people want to do this. They want to throw up on them. They want to give them all this information they don't really care about. So you take a step back, you invite them in to reaching out to you, and it becomes a whole lot easier. Okay, so 3 simple steps to dominate your market with YouTube. Number 3 is the upload process. This is going to make and break your videos. Well, I was gonna say not really, but it really is. Like I'm making it sound like a joke, but it's not really a joke because it's gonna like really dictate like if your video it performs or not. Like I've seen people, they'll go out, and even a lot of our clients, they'll spend, thousands and thousands of dollars a month on videographers and editors and things like that, but they know how to make the product, but they don't know how to distribute that product, right? If you put it up on YouTube and you just slap a title and a random thumbnail up there and there is no thought process behind it, it's not gonna go anywhere, right? It's just gonna sit there and it's gonna be what I like to call a glorified Google Drive, right? Glorified Google Drive is basically, you put it up on YouTube and there is no distribution. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna sit up here and the only way people find it is if you send them the link, right? We don't want that. We wanna do it in the right way. and all you gotta do is follow this process. So, the upload process. Drum roll, please. There are 3 major parts. I put 3 major parts. There's a lot more than that, but the way that I wanna make this as stupid simple as possible is if you just focus on these 3 things and you only do these 3 things, I promise you guys are going to see growth. So number 1, the thumbnail. Number 2, the title. Number 3, the description of the videos. If you only focus on those 3 things, there are like tags and cards and captions and all these other things, but if you just focus on these 3 things, you will see growth and you will have people finding your channel without you actually sending it to people. So these are good examples, right? These are just, I say good examples because these are videos that we've seen that have worked really well. But you know, there are some pros and cons of each of them, right? Like this one, we like a lot of text in certain thumbnails. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and this is where it comes like a lot of testing game. This is Mr. Javier Vidania, if you guys know who he is. We helped him launch his local channel. He has his large real estate specific channel, over 100,000 subscribers, but we helped him launch his local channel. So that was one of his thumbnails that performed really well. And then this is like a pros and cons one. This pros and cons thumbnail, you guys can kind of take the same example. It's the same one we use in basically every market, and it performs almost every single time. I'd say like every single time outside of like some of these smaller markets. So take that with what you will, but we know that it works. So the elements of a good thumbnail, it just has to be something. Sometimes you do have to do a little bit of research based on like what other people are doing. So now that more and more people are jumping into YouTube, let's say, and what I would do is go to YouTube and search up pros and cons of living in your market. And if other people have the same thumbnail, you wanna like figure out how you can stand out and how you can be a little bit different, right? So look at the thumbnails that are on there and make something that is completely different. So as opposed to looking like everybody else, you can be a little bit different, right? You'll stand out and people will actually click on your video. So just something to think about there. We have a lot of other trainings about like analytics, how to make sure your channel's going well. And I'll give you guys my YouTube channel and stuff towards the end. So you guys can have a little bit more because I'm trying to condense all this into like 30 to 45 minutes. But that's the thumbnail stuff. Now the titles, and this is, again, it's not a overall rule, but from what we found, as long as you are incorporating things like living in or moving to in your titles, it will generally perform really well, right? Because this is the reason it is, because anyone that's looking for living in or moving to an area, there is intent behind that person that's moving there. So for example, if someone's searching for visiting Houston, Texas, right, that's someone that doesn't really have a ton of intent behind moving there or buying a house or any of those types of things, right? It's not really definite, it's more, it's indefinite, right? So when you have living in Houston, moving in Houston, it's not gonna have as much search volume, right? Depending on the area. If you just put like Houston, Texas, for example, that's gonna get a ton, but this is more specific to the people that are searching and researching what it's like to live there because there's intent of them moving there. Hopefully that makes sense, because that was one of the first things that like was a light bulb moment in my head. I was like, holy shit, this is genius. And this is gonna be insane. So again, as long as the titles are there, so let's go ahead and show you here this, and this is like just such difference that it could make. So good title, pros and cons of living in Dallas, Texas. Not good title, pros and cons of Dallas. Now those might, like, in your brain, you might say, well, this will probably perform better because it's a little bit more general and it's not super specific. But the thing is this is not, it is a search term, right? It is a search term for what people are searching for, but this one is going to have significantly more search volume than, well, I won't say that. I wouldn't say necessarily search volume, but intent is going to more be on this one. In most markets that we found, not every single one, is there significantly more people searching for this exact keyword as opposed to this one. And the reason that's important is, again, because of intent, because of the amount of people that are searching it, and more importantly, the competition of people that are out there. So for example, if you use this, and there's more people searching for this, and there's more people posting on this, and I'm sorry, I'm pointing a lot, so I'm obviously screen sharing, but pros and cons of living in Dallas, there's more people there, so it's gonna help you out a ton in terms of getting the people that are actually in market to want to do business with you. So I just looked down here and I don't have any other slides. So we went through 47 slides pretty quickly. So I guess the biggest takeaways, guys, is, and obviously like leave questions down here and we'll go in the chat. I'll add one more little thing when it comes to titles. Anytime that you can incorporate it, like I said, into the title itself is gonna help you out a lot. So even, let's say you're talking about a place outside, and Dallas is an example. So in Dallas, like the DFW area is huge. It's massive, right? There's more than just Dallas. There's other like small towns outside of it. And I think one of the biggest questions that I get is, well, Aaron, I'm not in Dallas, but my market's in this other area. You always want to go, as long as it makes sense, right? You always want to go to the market that has the people that are searching for it. Because I think where a lot of people mess up is, they'll create it for this small market outside of Dallas that nobody even knows about, right? You know about it because you're local to Dallas, and locals might know about it, but someone that's moving from, California or New York or Florida that has nothing that they know about Texas other than it's a big state. There's Dallas, Austin, and Houston, and maybe San Antonio. They're not going to know to search for, I don't know my geography there, but excuse me, a city that's outside of that. So what we always recommend is, everyone start with the one that people are searching for, and then when you build up an audience base, you build up subscribers, then you can be the one to educate them on this smaller market where in most cases, you're gonna be the expert on that area. You're already gonna have that audience, and then who do you think they're gonna go to when you're the one that educated them around, hey, Dallas is great, but if you have $500,000, you're gonna get a 5-bedroom house in this outskirt of Dallas, as opposed to the the 2-bedroom that you're getting in the heart of Dallas. Right? I know that's not like a apples to apples comparison, and I'm not going to act like I know the the market prices in Dallas, but closer to the city is going to be more expensive. The outskirts of the city where you might be where you might be an expert in is going to be where people search for. Well, that was weird. I just clapped it. It was loud. So anyway, we'll go and get to questions here. Let's jump into it. Oh, actually, before we do that, because I know that this video that I'm recording here is going to be in another place as well. So if all this makes sense to you and you're like, you know what, Aaron, I want to jump a little bit further into it. I want to, and obviously those of you watching on here, I'm going to leave a link below this video that's going to go to our entire course. And I'd love if you want a little bit more than like a course material, but what it's going to be is going to be a really easy starting point to take all the stuff that we had here. It goes a lot more granular into, we have video templates, we have, how to edit your videos, we have how to edit your team. It'll go to another page that explains a little bit more. If you do click, it should either be at the bottom of this page or in the message that I send. It could be a couple different places. But just check out the page, and it's going to be a full-on course where you get more support, you get more help, and literally step by step of exactly how you can do this for yourself. And not, our YouTube channel has a lot of stuff on it, but it's kind of all over the place, and this is just more of a succinct way. Do this, do this, do this, copy and paste this, and you're going to start bringing people through. Now, the idea behind it, because we do have more like done-for-you stuff in the back end, but the idea is we want you to learn the process, we want you to do it yourself, we want you to understand why it's so powerful, and then from the closings that you bring through, you want to down the road, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Here, Aaron, your team can take care of it. So again, it's not mandatory, not something that you have to do, but I would recommend if this made sense to you and you don't want to fall victim to if Instagram decides to have a bad day or Facebook decides to have a bad day and jump into something where you are going to get people. I mean, like I said at the beginning, person called me, YouTube lead, as I'm doing this, and I'm literally prospecting while I'm sleeping. I can sit here and talk about YouTube all day long, but again, we'll leave the link down below if you want to take advantage of that. If not, totally fine. And if there's any main questions or anything that I could do to help anybody out, obviously let me know. So let's go ahead and get to questions on here.